Right, we had to do one thing today, and the thing we had to do, the task we had to accomplish was to win. Because, this win kind of relights our objectives in a way. And it gives a sort of counter response to Lazio's performance, which is obviously one of our biggest rivals which we're facing against, Fiorentina, which lost points against Cagliari today, and Juventus, which we're trying to achieve. And today they could lose. We need to hope AC Milan get the 3 points against Juventus. And, maybe like that, you can put the pressure on Juventus, maybe on Atalanta as well. But, all we had to do today was to win. And yes, it could be argued that we have one problem. And yes, we did win, but we had one problem. Because we, and someone described it extremely well in the live watch along with a comment, have one problem. And this problem is we cannot keep a lead. And this, is a problem if we face bigger clubs. Because with the second half we played today, bigger clubs like Inter Milan and Coppa Italia, for example, could have demolished us. Because what AS Roma players need to understand is that matches do not end after 45 minutes. And in some cases, like Juventus, matches don't end after 70 minutes. The duration of a match is 90 minutes. And you need to play football, fighting, giving a sense of, fighting as I said before, giving a sense of wanting to try more and more until the final whistle. And it is absolutely unacceptable for players, seeing the extent of the first half, because, in this one, the extent was massive. It was 4-0 at half time. Still, we can't allow ourselves to stop fighting. Because like that, we will lose points and points and points. Because as I repeat, a big club today would have hurt us in the second half. Because in the second half, we had 0 attempts. In the first half, we played what we need, what is called football. In the first half, oh God, who's calling me? Forget the noise. But in the first half, we played amazing football. We scored 3 goals in the space of 5 minutes. We were playing quick football. We were putting a lot of pressure. Mkhitaryan was putting a lot of pressure, which I think was a winning factor. We were playing just enjoyable football to watch. That last goal, that Zaniolo goal, Tammy with his back heel onto Maitland-Niles, I think. Maitland-Niles crosses it in. Amazing. It was amazing football. But then in the second half, we dropped. And the big question mark is, why do we do this? And this is something Mourinho needs to focus on. And this is now something that over the course of this week, because obviously we have a break, it's international duties now, Mourinho will need to focus on, because it's important. Because after the international break, we will have the most important part of the season. Coppa Italia's back, Conference League is back, Serie A's getting into the real, the juicy stage. We can't afford to draw points. And if it was a bigger club today, we would probably draw the match. So, I want to just focus on Tammy today. What a performance from Tammy Abraham. Best first half of the entire season, partly due to him. Yes, the second goal he scored was a very lucky goal. I thought it was Mancini at the start. But the first goal, it's just he's grinding more and more. And this is a message to all the Tammy haters who didn't believe in him, who didn't believe this project for him. This project is ending up as a massive result for Tammy. And I think all Tammy is doing now is grinding more and more, and he's just shushing all those haters. Because fairly speaking, Tammy is scoring now basically every match, and it's an incredible record. Coming from a completely different league, it's amazing. Zaniolo once again, I can see him grinding more and more. Zaniolo's obviously had 2 very bad injuries, and he needed time to come back. Apart from the goal today, Zaniolo basically the first goal was the Zaniolo pass was absolutely amazing, which led to a Zaniolo goal. That long pass into Maitland-Niles, and Maitland-Niles today, one of my man of the matches. Maitland-Niles has made Mourinho's choice of choosing his right back and left back very hard now. Because now, obviously, when Spinazzola's back, he will take the left-hand side. But with this performance, and I think, Mourinho should have kept Maitland-Niles more, frankly speaking. He deserved more from this, and he was gutted when he came off. Maitland-Niles today played a match of precision, of accuracy, and dribbles, and of fast play. Maitland-Niles gave that boost in the attack and that boost in the defense, which normally Felix does in the attacking section. Today he ran everywhere. The accuracy Maitland-Niles he had today was amazing. And that quick triangulation which led to the fourth goal was amazing. I think, I can't say anything else on the first half rather than W. It was best first half of the entire season. Now, in the second half, we were convinced to win. Obviously, if I were one of those players, I was gonna be convinced that we would win as well. But this doesn't mean that every time we go on a lead, we need to stop playing football. And this is the problem we have. We cannot keep a lead. The defense, to be honest with you, the 2 goals they scored, one was lucky because it was a Mancini deflection, which Rui Patricio would have probably saved if it wasn't. But the first goal, I wouldn't blame the defense. I would blame Cristante for not being in position. Cristante today has been very accurate when it comes to passes, but when it comes to the defensive section, he is always that question mark Mourinho has. And now with Veretout, with Oliveira, I think Cristante could be dropped. But when it comes to overall, I think it was a very, 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 very important win. It was just like Kyrie, the match against Kyrie. Yes, it is gutting that we conceded the 2 goals, comparing it to the first half. But, frankly speaking, I think the most important thing today was to win. It gives a sense to our table, which is unbelievable. It gives that pressure on Juventus, which after this performance is forced to win tonight in Milan against AC Milan, a very tough match. It's a very open league, and it could be argued that this season the Serie A is even more competitive than the Premier League. We right now have no idea of who will win the title. We right now have no idea who will go in the Europa League. We right now have no idea who will go in the Champions League. It's open to set as it is. But, this performance does give a massive sense, and it does respond to Lazio's and Fiorentina's bad performances. Lazio's was terrible in a way because Atalanta had 0 players. And, yes, I think, first half amazing. If the match was only the first half, then, God, amazing. But, the second half does ruin some things. Conceding 2 goals was bad. Rui Patricio could have done more. Overall, the most important thing was to get the 3 points, and we did what we had to do. Right, let's move on to the player ratings, because Rui Patricio, for me, he did concede 2 goals. If it wasn't for the deflection, he would probably saved it. He could have been a little bit more, prepared when it comes to the first goal, which was, what was the first goal again? But, to be honest with you, I think Rui Patricio gets an average 7. I mean, he conceded 2 goals, which is bad, but 7. A 7 for Rui Patricio. 7-8. Ibanez, Smalling, and Mancini. Smalling came back, gave that leadership in defense, and I'm going to give him a 7.5. Mancini, for me, gets a 6. For the simple reason being, first, deflection, it wasn't his fault, but obviously it drops his mark. Second of all, he could have done better in the first goal, his positioning. And thirdly, when you're up 4-0, you have to avoid, weird and just useless fouls, because he got a yellow card, which now will influence future matches. So for me, Mancini's performance could have been way better, but I'm giving him a 6. And Ibanez, on the other hand, Ibanez is gives those tackles in defense, which I think Smalling and Mancini dream about. But I think Ibanez lately, especially in the second half of the season, is a little bit more fragile in defense. And I will give him a 7. No higher than a 7. Plus, we conceded 2 goals. The fact that we conceded 2 goals obviously does drop a few marks. Right, our 5 midfielders, Korsdorp on the right, gave that boost. But once again, a few mistakes in the defensive section. I am going to give Korstop a 7.5. Oliveira today, what a performance. He was literally everywhere. He ran everywhere. He tackled everywhere. Oliveira for me today gets an 8.5. And Cristante gets a 6.5. I think his accuracy was good, but his defensive positioning was absolutely shambles today. It needs to be better and it needs to be improved. Or otherwise, he is going to be dropped. And he knows it. Maitland-Niles on the right-hand side was absolutely elite. I think if he keeps on playing like this, Vina will be dropped until Spinazzola comes back. Maitland-Niles for me gets a 9. His match obviously lasted around 60 minutes. He got subbed off, but absolutely amazing performance on Maitland-Niles, which had to have a counter performance from the match against Lecce, because he didn't play well at all. Mkhitaryan behind Tammy and Ibra and Zaniolo was the winning factor. And I think many people, will say Tammy was a winning factor. And yes, I totally agree on that. Zaniolo was a winning factor. But I would say Mkhitaryan, 40%, 50% of what Mkhitaryan did today led to the win. The pressing Mkhitaryan did today was amazing. He just launched the attack. He got an assist. His pressing led to our goals. You see, in the second half, we didn't press. We created 0 chances. Mkhitaryan today was absolutely elite. I'm gonna give Mkhitaryan a 9.5. His touches, his accuracy today, amazing, absolutely amazing. And in attack, Tammy gets a 10. I'm sorry, 2 goals, positioning everywhere, protecting the ball everywhere, absolutely amazing. And Zaniolo for me gets a 7.5. He grabbed the goal, he grabbed his few contributions, he grabbed an assist as well. Absolutely great performance. And it could have been better if we hadn't conceded, but this is football, This is something we'll definitely need to improve. Not taking every lead for granted. But at the end of the day, the pressing today was amazing, and I think it was a winning factor. Lads and lasses, if you're new here, please subscribe. Button right hand corner. What does it do? It takes 2 seconds. And what does it do? It supports me so much. So please hit that subscribe button. Let's get this channel to 2,000 subscribers, and like this live stream as soon as it becomes a video as well. Comment in the comments of the video your impressions, your own match reaction, and follow me here on Instagram at lower score the Simon Show, and on TikTok at the Simon Show lower score. And I'll catch you tomorrow for more transfer updates and more. Now we've got a break, good timing for a break, but absolutely fundamental 3 points. We grabbed the 3 points. The most important thing was definitely that. Come on, the boys, and let's get inside. Let's try and get in the Champions League. Nah, it's gotta be hard, but we need to try.